Hey guys, it's Jaime Pfeffer back with you again today for another pick a card reading. And in this reading, we are going to look at what is your current situation and what do you need to do. If you are interested in finding out, you are definitely going to want to stick around for this reading. Okay, so as I said in the intro, we are doing another pick a card reading. And if you are new to the channel, welcome. And if you are not new, welcome back. I am very excited to have you here. So we're doing a pick a card reading to look at where are you at currently and what do you need to do. And the reason that I'm going to look at where you're at currently is because that will help you to see whether or not the reading is going to resonate with you, right? It's kind of like a way to have like proof that you pick the stack that is going to identify with your scenario, okay? If you still don't feel convinced after you watch the reading, even though every single thing might be spot on for you, doubt and fear and different things like that can be very powerful. I want to invite you to book a private reading with me. You can find a link below to do that in the description box. I love doing private readings, absolutely love it. I've had a lot of success with them, raving fans. And the cool thing about getting a private reading is that the private reading is only for you. It isn't a general reading like this, which is, something that can be seen by thousands and thousands of different people. Okay? All right, so if you are new to pick a card readings, all you need to do is look at the piles of cards and the crystals in front of you and decide which pile is sticking out for you. Is it A? Is it B? Is it C? Or is it a combination? It's perfectly okay to pick more than one. Also, I want to say that anytime that you come to this reading, even if it's 10 years in the future, I am setting the intention that it will be valid and that it will resonate for you at the time that you see it, okay? So if you do happen to see this in the future, no worries. Lastly, once you have your stack picked, if you are not a subscriber to this channel yet, please go down below the video. There will be a red button that will say subscribe. Click on that and then click on the wiggly bell next to it. That way you will be notified anytime I do a new reading. I do post these readings in several different places, but YouTube on this channel is always the very first place that they go as soon as I edit them and upload them. And often it is 3-4 days in advance of all the other channels or social media platforms that I post to, okay? All right, I will see you on the other side. Bye. Hey, Stack A, I am so grateful that you are here today, and we are going to start out with your crystal. This crystal is one of the best, one of my favorites. It is really just a general, all-around great crystal that pretty much anybody can benefit from. And if you are not familiar with it, this is a piece of selenite. Selenite comes in many different shapes and sizes. You can get it in a sphere, like a ball. You can get it in huge logs. I actually have a bunch of these that my husband got me a couple years ago. You can get it in a really cool carved angel like this. You can get it in smaller rods. You can get it in even smaller pieces. I have a ton of selenite. I'll have to do a video with all of my different pieces at some point, but selenite, first and foremost, is a purification crystal. If you are empathic, if you absorb people's energy, if you are highly sensitive, if you're going through grieving, if you are going through any lower energies and you need to cleanse and purify, if you're breaking free from addictive relationships, toxins, toxic people, anything like that, if you're trying to raise your vibration, if you want to connect with spirit guides and angels, if you really just need to be in your own space, in your own energy, selenite is a super duper fantastic stone. The other thing is it never needs to be cleared. It's like the empath's best friend, at least it is for me. You can also use selenite. Now I'm thinking of all these other forms of selenite I have too. I have these really cool selenite charging plates, so you can actually put things on top of them and charge them. I use mine to like charge my water or charge my coffee in the morning. Selenite's amazing, and I especially love it in an angelic form like this, okay? So what I'm really getting is that you have gotten you were out of alignment because of somebody else's energy. Somebody else either creeping into your energy, or they may even just be coming right in, or you've absorbed stuff that isn't yours. I also see on this angel, it looks like they're holding something near their heart. So I feel like you need some purification for your heart chakra, okay? It also, to me, looked like this angel was looking down. So I'm curious if there's any sort of shame or self-doubt or guilt going on for you. And if there is, I want to tell you that it's not yours. This isn't yours. I'm also hearing that flowers would be particularly beneficial for you at this time, but I would go with something that's lighter than a rose, okay? Roses are Mother Mary's flower, the red, but they're so dark. I would just go for something really light and airy, like a peony if you can, or maybe a tulip, something that's light and airy, or like a daisy or a gerbera daisy, something like that. But follow your heart on that and do what you need to do. If you're going to do a rose, you might want to do like a yellow rose, or a white rose would be great because that's purifying. The dark red, even like a hot pink. I'm feeling like maybe stay away from the dark red because I'm hearing sorrow. So it might trigger something in you that causes sorrow, and that's definitely not what you want. You want to purify. Speaking of Mother Mary, Mother Mary is super beneficial when we need to bring in unconditional love and nurturing. Right off the bat, I'm going to tell you, I'm not going to use this card first, but I saw these strands right here right away, and this is talking to me about DNA. So I feel like something is going on with you, and you are re-engineering your DNA or changing your DNA right now. And this is something that's called epigenetics. It is definitely possible. I just really feel that. I'm also very drawn to these butterflies right here. So you're going through a transformation. And then I just see this person or this being holding this huge sphere, and you see all the different colors in there. So you've got some spiritual power behind you. I feel like you're getting more in touch with your spiritual power. And also, if you have any gemstones, I would highly recommend using those gemstones. You see these blue ones here. This reminds me of it's darker than aquamarine. I was going to say turquoise, actually. It's not turquoise, but if you have any turquoise, that would be great for you. I feel like there's also something going on here with a blocked throat chakra. So you could be feeling fearful about something, okay? And need to speak up, or even just need to speak up to yourself. So just keep those things in mind. Let's first look at where you are, and that's what we're going to look at with this Rider-Waite, the Radiant Rider-Waite. This is my favorite tarot deck. And of course, there will be links to all the cards and all the crystals in the entire reading down below in the description box, which is right below the video. So first up, you've got the King of Wands. This is somebody who is in their power, very masculine, fiery, but not to the point where they're cruel. So King of Wands, I'm getting the feeling that this is somebody in your life, but it could also be you. Okay. And it is matched up with the Queen of Wands, and the Black Cat, which is interesting because I just had some Black Cat energy for myself earlier today in a different reading. So that's very interesting. And it's super duper about intuition, and also you see how this Black Cat is like lined up with her, almost completely centered, but a little bit over. The sunflowers are very good. Those mean spirit to me, turning toward the light. She is definitely in her power here. And this is a queen that is ambitious, warm, charismatic. We've got the lions over here on the side, so you could be a Leo or have Leo in your chart somewhere. Wow. So we're going progressively backwards. So we had the king, then the queen. Now we've got the Knight of Wands. And so this is a messenger who often comes in, fire. There's a lot of fire here. And there's a lot of fire here. So you could be a fire sign, which is Sag, Aries, Leo. And we've got this horse, which is can barely even keep its energy down, okay? And then, wow, so we went totally down from the king to the queen to the knight to the page. So what I'm really getting about this circumstance is that you may have been somebody who was a type A personality or took things very seriously. previously. Very interesting. I'm looking at all of the way that they're all facing. So we've got the knight and the king looking this way, and then we've got the queen and the page looking this way. So this is pretty interesting. If we look at it going progressively downward, and also I notice this lizard here. So lizards are about detachment. At least that's what it's speaking to me about right now. You may have been very, very into something, very passionate about something. It may have been your world. And slowly you are detaching yourself from this thing. You are backing away from this thing slowly, you've backed away, or you've gone from being totally in 100%, this is my life, to, I don't know if I'm really, excited about this anymore. Oh, wait, maybe I am, maybe I'm not, maybe I am, maybe I'm not. To me, this speaks about a total new beginning in a different direction. And that's what pages are about. They're excitement about something new. So it feels like you were committed to something and very passionate about it. And then whatever happened led you to a completely different direction, right? So this could be about anything. This could be about a relationship. This could be about your career. It could be about anything. But we've got the selenite angel. So purification is needed. So whatever this is, if this ended up being some kind of a toxic thing, if you realize just recently this was some kind of a toxic thing, remember again, I talked about the butterflies, and that's about transformation. And I talked about the DNA, right? So if you are changing, this is like completely changing and going in a different direction. You would be changing your DNA if you were this far into something. People don't really go from being all in, super duper excited about something unless there's like a big major shift in their life, and then they start to go a different direction. And oftentimes that shift can be about a spiritual awakening. You can have an awareness about something, a big awareness, right? So I also have to say that on the side here, I have this little unicorn going on, right? This is like a little massager that I use, but I can't count this out because unicorns are also about purification. And the fact that this one is like hot pink with glitter in it, I really feel like you're going from being super serious about something, and you are starting to get more in touch with your childlike feminine side. Well, not as feminine as other cards, because we're talking about wands here, which are typically things we're super passionate about, super fired up about. We're not talking about, the Queen of Cups. We're not in the cup suit, which would be more about emotions. But I feel like you're not being so hard on yourself. You're not blocking yourself. You're not putting so much pressure on yourself. And you've progressively over time stopped putting so much pressure on yourself. And now you're in this like childlike new energy. Okay. And this unicorn, this epitomizes childlike energy. It's hot pink with silver and hot pink sparkles on the inside, right? So it's like, yay, an easygoing, fun, innocent party or celebration or activity or something. So let's next look at what you need to do. Okay, so within the next few months, this is about some kind of a time frame. So the other thing that could be going on here is that you could be here knowing that you need to go over here. And so after what I just talked about, right? Maybe you're in too deep, or this thing, whatever it is, isn't interesting you anymore. Or it isn't, if it's a man right here, you just see this guy's looking this way and the woman's she's not looking in totally the opposite direction, but she definitely isn't looking at him. She might be every once in a while seeing him out of the corner of her eye, but this is somebody that you don't mess around with. She can definitely stand on her own. She's independent. If they were this way, it would be a completely different story, but they weren't. They were like this. And we've also got this black cat here, which earlier today for me came up, and it was about leaving a situation where you had been very confused, or the person had been very confused, and now they have clarity, okay? I also find it interesting that he's got these leaves growing off of his staff, and she has only one little one, okay? But she does have leaves in her crown, okay? So this is probably his business or whatever it is that he's so excited about. She's only got one, and it's, let's say it's a relationship or whatever it is, but she's got all of these in her crown. That's because she's got the intuition. She's getting the cosmic downloads or the insights, okay? So I feel like you are getting the insight, and here's the sunflower, and here are more sunflowers, okay? And I talked earlier about getting yourself flowers, so you might want to get yourself some sunflowers. Beautiful. See how bright this is? I mean, it's so bright, this yellow. This is about clarity and not taking yourself so seriously. This Knight of Wands can often like incite almost like a panic type. You know, it's like, oh my gosh, urgency, right? A sense of urgency. And then you see these leaves again on here. He's actually got even more leaves than this one does. So I feel like you're doing work that is getting you away from being in such a panic mode or reacting or being in such turmoil all the time or drama, okay? And you're moving into this other energy. Now, as we know, as we can see from these wands, none of these had any growth at the bottom, okay? So this one's got the growth at the bottom. Wow, it's also got lizard. He's got lizards all over his cape, okay? And remember, I talked about lizards having to do with detachment. The reason lizards have to do with detachment is that they can actually break off part of their tail and leave it in their predator's mouth, and then they get away and their tail grows back, okay? So if you're thinking about walking away from something, you have nothing to worry about. It's actually the right move for you. I'm going to say that. It's absolutely the right move for you. I do notice that he's got this cap on though, so you might want to keep this somewhat under wraps. You know, don't go blasting it from, the tops of buildings that you're leaving this person. You might want to be somewhat under wraps, okay? And that's for your own protection. He also has a feather in his cap though, and feathers stand for angels and divine messages. So you're going to be completely fine. I feel like on this card, this like brown here is kind of like what you're leaving behind. So it's kind of still threatening to like trip you up, but you're leaving it. You're leaving it behind. So, and when are you leaving it behind? Within the next few months, it's going to be totally left behind and you're going to be a different person, okay? I don't really think that we got a very clear message on what do you need to do. So I'm going to pull a couple more cards, even though this is kind of a longer message. So what do they need to do? Wow. Okay, beautiful. The Magician. So this is about creating your own reality. It's telling you that you have all of the resources that you need to create the life that you want. As you see, we've got a bunch of different flowers down here. Gorgeous. And we've got more flowers up here. So this is the infinity symbol, meaning that there's infinite abundance available to you. We've got this yellow again, just like I was saying in the Queen, and the yellow that's here and the yellow that's here. So this Magician has a wand. It also has a pentacle, which stands for material wealth. It has a sword, which stands for clear thinking. It has a cup, which stands for a new emotional experience. So what you need to do is continue backing out of this until you get to the point where you're starting something new and going in a different direction. And then you need to believe in yourself and know that you have all the resources that you need to move forward. And as you'll see, this is the first card, right? The Magician. So I really hope that you enjoyed your reading. If you did, please go down below and give it a like, and also leave me a comment and let me know what's going on for you and why it resonated for you. The comments help me tremendously. I will talk to you again soon. Bye. Hey Stack B, welcome to your reading. And what we are looking at today is where are you at currently and what do you need to do next? So we're going to start off with your crystal, and this is a black tourmaline wand. It actually broke off at the top, but that's okay. This is was a massage wand. I don't use it for massages anymore for myself because it is broken, but it is one of my favorite crystals. Black tourmaline is an absolutely wonderful crystal for grounding and protecting. protecting your energy. So if you are empathic or highly sensitive, if you do absorb things from other people, you definitely want to invest in a piece of black tourmaline. I carry a piece with me often. It does need to be cleared, which means that it absorbs the energy as well, just like you do. So you do need to clear it. And there are certain things that you can do to do that. You can look that up online. It's pretty available information. It's an excellent stone also for grounding if you're an air sign or you spend a lot of time in your head thinking about things. It can help you, can really help to bring like fears and worries down to size and keep you in today and in your body. If you are somebody who tends to feel other people's energy, again, it can keep you in your own body so that you do not get caught up or entangled in other people's energies, okay? I will leave a link to black tourmaline down below the video in the description box so you can grab yourself a piece if you would like to. All right, with that out of the way, I brought in some other cards that I did not use in the first reading, and they are, oh, all right. Well, I was going to use something different, but the fairy cards actually started to come out. So let's give you a bonus card right off the bat. Wow, all right, inner child. That's it. I know it. The fairies of playfulness remind you to make time to embrace your inner child. Playing keeps us young at heart. Do something silly and fun, but stay safe. So you see this big fairy here with this fairy and this little baby fairy. So it's time for you to do something that is going to be silly and fun, that isn't so serious. Wow, okay, protect your dreams. You are the guardian of your dreams. Okay, so it was in reverse. So I feel like something has happened for you where you didn't feel protected. Your dreams have felt threatened. You have felt threatened, especially pairing it up with the black tourmaline. So let's get an idea of where you're at. Okay, well, now I know why. The Three of Swords. All right, this is known as the heartbreak card, and you can see why. There are three swords piercing this heart. They're going all the way through. I unfortunately have, or fortunately, because I now understand what it's like, I've understood for a very long time, I'll say, but I have experienced a lot of Three of Swords moments in my own life, and I had a pretty significant one last year in 2020. So I know what this type of heartbreak is like. This could be a betrayal. This could be, I'm really getting the feeling of like you being very innocent and pure and putting your trust in someone and they just totally took your heart and kind of like stomped on it. So this is heartbreak. This is losing something, losing someone. It's a tough card. I'm not going to lie to you. It's a tough card. I can definitely see why you got the black tourmaline. I think the black tourmaline is really trying to protect you. And one of the things you need to do is bring in your inner child and actually take care of your inner child because your inner child is hurting. I think that's a big part of this, of the hurt that you're feeling is the inner child, okay? So it makes sense. Also, I'm going to tell you to check out Stack A. I think that Stack A is what you may need to do. Okay, so you can go to Stack A and see it is their current situation, but I think it's actually what you need to do. So let's look at your next card. All right, the Six of Swords. So upright, the Six of Swords shows this man who is getting this woman and her child away from something. Okay, so there's the Six Swords are in the boat, and it's really a card of moving on. Okay, when it's in the reverse, it's not moving on. They're not moving on. Okay, so whatever happened here, you may have gone back to it, or you may still be in that energy of wanting to go back or thinking that, you know, maybe part of it's your fault, or maybe you are to blame, or maybe you could have done something differently to avoid this from happening. Unfortunately, your card after that is the Sun in reverse. So the Sun upright is one of the most positive cards in the deck. You see this child. Yeah, you definitely need to go back to Stack A because I talked about sunflowers in there, and you've got this child, which can, and the unicorn. I also talked, I guess it's a white horse, but I talked about purification. So definitely go to Stack A. When the Sun's in reverse, we don't have the Sun. Especially with this Three of Swords card and then the upside down Six of Swords and the upside down Sun. You could be in a depression. You could be feeling, I'm hearing lethargic. You could just be feeling terrible and taking on a lot of whoever caused this for you, you could be taking on a lot of their junk and it's not even yours, and it's taking the sunshine out of your life. You also could have experienced a loss and you can't move on, and that's taking a lot of the sunshine out of your life, okay? So apply it to your situation. Again, these are general readings. Not every detail is going to fit every person. Take what you want and leave the rest. And if you are interested in getting more details on your specific situation, book a private reading with me. It will be more than worth your money and your time. I'm also really being drawn to my emerald ring, and that is all about heart healing. That is about Archangel Raphael, okay? So this is really getting you a heart healing, okay? So let's look at what you need to do, and keeping in mind that go back to stack A, or go listen to stack A, because there's some good guidance in there for you. Okay, so this is pretty self-explanatory. What you need to do is let go. You see this angel here, and it has let go. And I think it's interesting because here she has this ball of energy here. And to me, it looks like that ball has been let go of, okay? It's different colors, but you need to let go. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. It's time to let go of this situation that is taking all the sunshine out of your life, really. So if that looks like, distracting yourself in healthy ways so that you're not thinking about it all the time or ruminating about it all the time, that might be something that you want to try. I do want to give you another card out of the Oracle of the Fairies is really speaking to me again for you. So you need really gentle, loving energy at this time. What else does Stack B need to know? Wow. Okay. It takes courage and trust to venture into the unknown. Yet this is where the greatest rewards are. It's time to step boldly forward without looking back. And the card is Magical Gateway. And she's got a key. This is so beautiful. And you'll see all the green here, right? Like I was talking about. So it's time for you to let go of this relationship or this heartbreak. It's time for you to let go of this heartbreak because it's taking up too much of your focus. I feel like you've taken on a lot of responsibility for this, and it feels like the other person is not taking on any responsibility, okay? It feels wrong. It feels like you've tried walking away from it, and for whatever reason, you haven't been able to. And as a result, there isn't a lot of sunshine in your life, okay? But what you're being told to do is you had the inner child card. I told you to go back to stack A, and then you're being told to venture into the unknown. So yes, it might be scary to let go of this, especially if it's something that you've been thinking about or dealing with for over a year or more or less, right? It might be difficult. It's like we get into certain habits and ways of thinking or ways of doing things. So it might just entail like planning things for yourself so that you don't have so much free time. I mean, you don't want to plan so much that you're exhausted, of course, but whatever it is, you'll know for you, or if you don't, book a reading with me because I can be really super specific with you. It's time for you to have the courage and trust to venture into the unknown and to step boldly forward without looking back, okay? If this does involve a relationship with someone and they're not pulling their weight in the relationship, if it's just you who's really interested and the other person is kind of just sitting there like, what are you talking about? Or they get angry or whatever, please know that it's not about you and you deserve more, okay? You do. So let go and allow this new stuff to come in. I really hope you enjoyed your reading. If you did, please go down below, give it a like, and also leave me a comment. I really love hearing from you. I love hearing how things resonate for you. I do not want to receive negative comments, though. I don't want to receive comments that are hurtful or, trollish, but I love hearing your positive comments. So I will talk to you again soon. Bye. Hey, Stack C, last but not least, this is your reading. And to start us off, we have this this is a very light, smoky quartz angel, and it's got a ton of rainbows in it. I don't know if you can get any of those through this camera, but there are a lot of rainbows in this one. And smoky quartz is a form of quartz. Wow, there's rainbows here, here. It's just so beautiful. Oh, lots in the back too. I think you can see those. So that's super special. That's talking about you having a beautiful aura. Wow, there's a lot over here too. A beautiful aura, a beautiful presence about you. Wow, that's so pretty. And you might want to run some rainbow energy through your field. Right now, smoky quartz, and it's so light. It's very good for grounding, and you know, you want to ground yourself because although it's wonderful to be in the upper chakras and to be in this, you know, higher vibration, you want to ground yourself so that you can actually experience these manifestations on earth, right? And so, and because we are on earth and we do experience heartbreak or sadness or different things like that, right? And we need to know how to deal with those emotions in our bodies, our physical bodies, okay? I love this one because it's an angel. This is the second angel in this grouping. The first one was the selenite angel from stack A. I love the angel. You have angelic energy watching over you, so it's really important that you know that. And yeah, I mean, this is so close to clear quartz. Clear quartz heals and it also amplifies things, which is wonderful. And it's wonderful if it's something good. You want to be careful, though, to use clear quartz around something that is something that you're trying to get rid of because it amplifies the energy of things, okay? You can kind of see a little bit now how it's like a little bit, it's almost like a champagne color, right? Anyways, so that's that. And I will put a link below to this stunning, beautiful angel if you would like to purchase one for yourself. This is the jumbo size, but they come in a lot of different sizes. So let's first look at where your current situation is. Okay, 8 of Cups. I got this for myself earlier today. So this is about walking away from something that's no longer fulfilling you, okay? Here you've got this guy. He's over here on this other part of this island, away from these cups, and it's exactly what I said. It's not fulfilling you anymore, so there's movement away from it. Wow, and there's movement away from it to a new beginning. So this is the Fool. This is the 0 card in Tarot. This is the brand new beginning. You've got the guy here who's got his little tiny sack, which means he's left all the baggage behind him. He's got his little white rose here. This is so interesting because there's parts from both of the readings, A and B, in this card. I feel like this is, yours is like the progression of, well, it's not a total progression because A was more progressed, I think, than B. But anyways, you have walked away. You have made the choice to walk away, and you are now in your new beginning. And this is where A and B need to get to, but they still have to go through the emotions and work through that to get to the place where they can walk away and not feel emotionally devastated, right? But you're the Fool. You're light and airy. You've got the Pentacles, which are great, which means you're grounded. And you've also got the Sunflowers, which I talked about in stack A. And you've got the Purification, which is the White Rose, which I also talked about in stack A. So that's so amazing. You've got this little dog with you, and you're about to step into unknown territory, right? You want to be careful that you don't step too quickly, though, because you see there is the edge of the cliff here, the edge of the cliff. So my impression is that you see this guy's looking up. He's not looking where he's walking at all. He almost feels like he's walking on air. You've got the sun shining on you. In stack B, they had the sun in reverse, so they didn't have a lot of sun with them. You've got the moon here, so there's a nice balance going on here. You're not confused anymore. You're walking away from whatever the situation was into something brand new, which is awesome. So let's see, what do you need to do? Let's see if your new choice is going to be a good one for you. Okay, your first card is Success. So it looks like your choice to walk away is the one that is needed for success. Yes. Wow. And so again, we've got the sun and the moon right here, and that's exactly what just happened here. So that is a validation of that, and with a big yes. Okay, the situation will improve. So, and we've also got these dolphins here, which symbolize playfulness. That came up in stack B. You may want to watch stack A and B just to see how you've progressed. And just as a reminder, I feel like you may be having some doubt here, which is completely, totally, utterly normal. You are here in the deep sea, so you've got the emotions around you, okay? But you did get to the place where you were able to walk away, and now you're at this new beginning. If you have any doubts creeping in, you need to look up toward the light, okay? And also bring in your inner child or give your inner child some attention by playing. And that's what the dolphins symbolize, okay? They also symbolize communication, advanced communication. So watching more videos like this, I've got tons of free videos that you're welcome to sample or listen to at any time on my channel. You need higher level communication. So you don't want to take any fears that you have to anybody who is codependent or is going to tell you, oh no, what if you did make the wrong choice? You really need supportive, higher vibrational energy. And for some people, that means that you need to go to a reader because you really need to hear the truth, okay? The dolphins, or you need to meditate and ask to be shown what your truth is and to be surrounded by your truth at all times, okay? I'm going to pick one more card for you because I feel like this is so short compared to the other readings. You got Oracle of the Fairies. Let's find out what Stack C needs to know. What do they need to know in terms of any doubts or fears that might be creeping in either now or in the future? Wow, okay, wisdom, but the card was in upside down, and I believe that's because I was just talking about doubts or fears, okay? Your doubts and fears are wisdom upside down. They're not your wisdom, okay? Let me pick a card from the Goddess cards. This is a special deck. Wow, okay, so this is beautiful. This is kind of talking about you don't need to go back to this person and ask or find or seek out, right? Or even if it's for yourself, making sure that you made the right choice. And this girl's got a red dress on that goes all the way to the floor, and it does remind me of a mermaid, right? And I mean, that's kind of what this is, very similar to that. When the divine feminine asks a question, she does not go hunting for the answer. Instead, she invites the answer to find her. So what you're being asked to do is to continue your plan of walking away. You've walked away. You're starting your new beginning. If there are obstacles or doubts or fears that are coming in, know that the situation will improve. You've got a goldfish here that's considered very lucky. And you got the yes card and the success card, okay? So you might need to come back and watch this reading again if you have doubts and fears creeping in. You definitely need to ground yourself. That's what all of this red is about. Stay out of your head, and also know you don't need to spend the day looking for confirmation after confirmation after confirmation, just like this says. You don't need to go hunting for the answer. Invite the answer to come to you. So I had mentioned meditation. You may just need to meditate and ask for signs that you're doing the right thing, okay? If you do feel hesitant, which is completely normal. Anytime you leave something that you've been in for a long time, even if this was a situation you left that you'd only been in for 6 months, the chances are really, really good that it's a pattern that you've been doing for a long time, okay? And of course, that's going to bring up guilt. It's going to bring up probably shame, especially because you walked away, and you want to invite the answer to you, okay? I really hope you loved your reading. If you did, please go down below under the video and leave me a comment. It helps me so much to know who I'm getting through to. And also subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. My subscribers that have the wiggly bell clicked, they get notified first out of all of the different platforms I work on, and often it's 3 or 4 days in advance. So my readings are often said to feel just like personal readings. So if you are interested in having the potential to have personal readings for yourself whenever I do them, make sure you subscribe and click on the wiggly bell. Okay? Have an awesome week. I'll talk to you soon.